I accidentally watched a video of my wife publicly humiliating me by cheating. It tore my world apart. Luca Moretti had always considered himself a lucky man. A respected economics professor at a prestigious university in Milan, a devoted husband to his beautiful wife Sofia, and a proud father to their bright 10-year-old daughter, Chiara, his life appeared perfect. But one evening, his world shattered when an anonymous message changed everything. While preparing for a lecture, Luca received a cryptic email with the subject, "You deserve to know the truth." Intrigued but wary, he clicked on the link. What he saw would haunt him forever. The grainy video showed Sofia at a lavish rooftop party, laughing, drinking, and kissing another man. No casual kiss, but a deep, passionate one. As the video unfolded, Sofia's behavior became more brazen. She flirted openly with the younger, cocky entrepreneur Matteo, someone Luca recognized from their social circles, even mocking her own husband in front of the crowd. Luca's heart shattered. The woman he thought he knew was now an unrecognizable stranger. The video wasn't just infidelity. It was a public spectacle of humiliation, an attack on his dignity. He couldn't sleep that night, consumed by questions. Had their entire marriage been a lie? The next day, Luca confronted Sofia. Initially, she denied everything, her face a mask of innocence. But when he played the video, her expression changed to one of defiance. "It was a mistake," she stammered. "I was drunk. It didn't mean anything." "Didn't mean anything?" Luca's voice shook with anger. "You mocked me. You called me boring. Is that how you really feel about me?" Sofia's tears turned to fury. "I've supported you for years, Luca. I've been the perfect wife while you buried yourself in work. Maybe if you'd paid more attention to me." Luca refused to accept her justification. The laughter, the cruel remarks, the ease with which she flaunted her affair. It wasn't just a mistake. It was a betrayal. After hours of questioning, Sofia finally confessed. The affair had been going on for months with Matteo, a young, ambitious tech entrepreneur. Devastated, Luca's sorrow soon gave way to a sharp, cold anger. He couldn't let her get away with this. Not without consequences. With his background in economics, Luca approached revenge with precision. His first step was gathering evidence. Over the following weeks, he quietly collected incriminating texts, emails, and details from Sofia's devices. Late nights were spent combing through her phone records and social media accounts, piecing together a timeline of her deceit. He even hired a private investigator to document her rendezvous with Matteo. As Luca uncovered more, his fury grew. Trips to exclusive resorts, extravagant gifts from Matteo, and a trail of lies to cover for her absence. Each new discovery was a wound to his heart, but it also fueled his resolve. Next, Luca focused on Matteo. A rising star in the tech world, Matteo was reckless and arrogant. Through his investigator, Luca uncovered that Matteo's company was involved in dubious business practices. Luca saw an opportunity to use this information as leverage. But he wasn't just after legal revenge. He wanted Sofia to feel the humiliation she had put him through. Luca launched a campaign, leaking snippets of his evidence to key members of their social circle. Gossip spread like wildfire, and soon, Sofia found herself the target of judgment and whispers. Invitations to exclusive events dried up, and her friends began to distance themselves. Luca's plan was working. It wasn't just revenge, it was justice. Sofia confronted him one evening, furious and desperate. "How dare you air our private matters publicly?" she screamed. Luca's voice was icy as he responded, "You humiliated me in public, Sofia. Did you think there wouldn't be consequences?" Her defiance wavered, replaced by a flicker of fear. She had underestimated him. This was not the quiet, predictable Luca she thought she knew. He was calm, calculating, relentless. Luca wasn't finished. He tipped off regulators about Matteo's shady business dealings, and within weeks, Matteo's company was under investigation. His assets were frozen, and his reputation was destroyed. Journalists uncovered not just Matteo's unethical practices, but also his personal indiscretions. Matteo, once the tech world's golden boy, was now a pariah. Sofia, ostracized by her friends and facing the collapse of her glamorous lifestyle, began to unravel. Calls to Matteo went unanswered, and the man she had risked everything for discarded her without a second thought. Luca watched it all unfold with grim satisfaction. But just as he prepared to file for divorce and gain custody of Chiara, an unexpected twist occurred. One evening, Luca received a call from Matteo's assistant, Alizia. Nervous but insistent, she said, "Professor Moretti, you need to know something." She revealed that Matteo had never truly cared for Sofia. To him, she was merely another conquest, a way to ascend in social circles and secure business connections through her charm. But when Matteo's world began to unravel, he abandoned her without a second thought, publicly blaming her for distracting him from his work. The betrayal within a betrayal shocked Luca. As much as he desired Sofia's suffering, he hadn't expected Matteo to discard her so cruelly. Sofia, who had once thought herself untouchable, was now completely alone. A week later, Sofia appeared at Luca's door. Her once radiant face was pale, her eyes swollen with tears. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "I made a terrible mistake." Luca stared at her, a swirl of anger, pity, and confusion churning within him. Part of him wanted to slam the door and revel in her misery. But another part, the part that still remembered the woman he'd loved for over a decade, hesitated. "I can't forgive you, Sofia," he said finally, his voice cold. "But for Chiara's sake, I'll be civil." Sofia nodded, tears streaming down her cheeks, and left without saying another word. Luca felt a strange sense of closure. The revenge he'd longed for hadn't come from his actions alone, but from the natural unraveling of lies and deceit. Months passed, and Luca finalized the divorce, gaining primary custody of Chiara. He threw himself into his work and his new role as a father, finding joy in the steady steps of rebuilding his life. He even began dating again, cautiously but with hope. Sofia, on the other hand, faded from their social circles, her reputation irreparably damaged. She moved to a modest apartment on the outskirts of the city, her glamorous life reduced to memories. One evening, as Luca tucked Chiara into bed, she looked up at him and asked, "Daddy, are you happy now?" He paused, thinking about everything he'd been through. "I am," he said softly, brushing her hair from her face. "Because we have each other. And that's all that matters." Betrayal cuts deep, but sometimes karma delivers justice in ways that no revenge could ever match. Thank you for being part of this story. If it moved you, please give the video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to Lauren's story. I've noticed that many of you who enjoy these tales aren't subscribed yet. By subscribing, you're not just following a channel, you're joining a community that values meaningful, heartfelt storytelling. Let's continue exploring these journeys together. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you won't miss any updates.